It's Tara. It's the Friday takeaway. I hope you're all good. We're talking about how to sell at craftwares smartly today. Am I shouting? Oh, I feel like shouting today. It's sunny still. Hooray! I hope you're somewhere nice and it's Friday, and I've had a really silly week. I don't know about you, but I have had a very fun-filled week. You might have noticed. I think it's the sun, gang. I'm just very giddy this week, and actually it's not just the sun. It is, of course, I'm moving things along. I finished my website, not finished it, got it live, and we're getting ready for the biscuit factory to open to new members. And I always get really excited about that piece of getting new members in and building the community in there as well. Now, we're a tight-knit group already, but it's always great to invite new people in and get new people into the group. So we're getting excited in the factory to get more people in there and to widen the community in the biscuit factory. So I'm giddy on that stuff. Are you giddy, or is it just me? I just wanted to have a bit of crack this week, like with the reels, and thanks for all the lovely messages, and just a bit of kind of mentalness, like it always does us the world of good, lads. So I'm excited to talk to you today. It's the Friday takeaway, as I said already, and today we're talking to Emma Higgins, who I have known for a good few years now. I don't even know how long. And Emma's a biscuit factory member for, again, I don't know how long, 5 years, I think, 6 years. Jeannie Mac, she's in there forever. Or definitely the 5-year anyway. And she's amazing. She's smart, consistent with her brand, always turns up, and she nails craft fairs. I'm always watching her going, there she is again, look. Nailing the craft fairs. So I said, things are happening again. People are going out, like, you know, getting ready for craft fairs. The place is opening up again. Share some gold, Emma. And she really does share gold with what she does. She's always up for helping and sharing. She's a real biscuit, like really cares about people and what they're doing. So I said, come on, Emma, let's do an old jam on the Friday takeaway. We'll get you on and we'll talk about craft fairs. And I know she's there now. I see LinkedIn there now. You're going to come in, no doubt. Brown as a berry. Hey Emma, how's it going? I've requested. There you are. Hi.
Hello. Good morning or good afternoon.
It's good Friday.
How are you? I'm just fixing my camera here because, you know, like I was looking at myself in like the rectangular frame, and now I'm in a square frame. So
you want to fix your
yes, and now you
Madonna
can see you can't see the mess. You can't see the mess up there on the top shelf. So
actually,
how are you doing?
Actually, I meant to do this before you came on, but I wanted to show these off. These I just love.
Brought some in here.
Oh my God, they're divine!
And I love that you have them there because like, every time I see it on there.
Always, they're always on my couch. Like, I love them, and they just make me smile, Emma, when I come up to my office. Yay! Friends, work, and just all the Vicky stuff around me. But they're just brilliant quality as well, like, aren't they?
They're all
like,
from the north, from Pixelly. A lot of Vickies are getting them done up there, and they're just really lovely to deal with, and they have a velvet printer, so I have loads of velvet cushions now, and they are just divine. You need to get some of those. They're fab.
I must get them. Winter now, velvet and winter is the thing.
And you know, they work really well with all my new kind of floral stuff, so they're really good on them. So and a few more things in the pipeline there as well, hopefully with textiles. So
I know, because I got the tea towels as well. We're just drooling on all your stuff, but Emma just cushions, tea towels, and I'm sure you've loads of ideas and kind of design related products coming in.
Hopefully,
soon, Emma. Are you on holidays? Are you down in Rosslare, or are you at home?
Right now I'm back in Dublin in my studio because we are really excited to have my father-in-law arrived in for the first time time in 2 years about 3 hours ago. So there has been massive excitement in the house because he's just a great guy.
Amazing.
And we were so excited to see him. So he's gone upstairs for sleep now, so can't be too loud. But anyway, so he's gone upstairs, and the kids are just really excited to see him.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So I hope all of you get to see your families. It's so hard not having seen them for so long, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm headed back down to Wexford tomorrow, but I'm kind of up and down doing orders and that. And I've no more park dates in Bushy Park this month, but I'll get to that in a few minutes after we talk about the market. So
brilliant.
So
Oh, well, enjoy him now and enjoy that lovely family thing,
and the weather is exceptional. So
I know, girl.
Nice for him to come here to this
and see Ireland like this. I know. I take Fall to Ireland are like all over.
I know, but
videos and
if it was any hotter, he would have trouble because, you know, they're so used to air conditioning over there. They couldn't anyway.
Fans like blowing each other.
I know, yeah. Ice out of the freezer and all that kind of stuff. I've seen a few bickies actually this week to make makeshift fans with ice blocks and everything. Everyone's dying.
I know.
But it's worse here.
Kicks in, girl. The creativity kicks in.
It's much nicer down the east, though. It's much nicer down in Wexford. It's much like a couple of degrees less and a bit of a breeze, so much easier to deal with.
Yeah, that's good complaint, I suppose.
Absolutely.
So, you're going to share with us, because I know you're like a seasoned craft fair head. Like like you've done this for years, and you have that kind of stellar stance in Bushy Park where you're really known and respected there. And I wanted you to come in and just even give some nuggets to people that are wondering how the hell do you sell smartly, like because I know there is a skill to it. You're an amazing saleswoman. So can you share some tips to people?
Yeah, exactly. You kind of said to me there to come up with kind of three things because we're not here for a huge amount of time. So I did another thing with you before live on selling at markets, but when I tried to boil it down to three, it was really quite easy actually because there's really three main things that you need to do. So obviously, I'm not going to talk about, you know, getting your gazebo, all that kind of stuff. You need to be set up for your market. But really, the first thing that I would say to you is research is the most important thing. There's no point in going to a market that's full of kids if you're selling something that the parents of the kids won't be interested in, or, you know, they're too busy dealing with their kids. So you need to start looking at the market that would be your perfect clientele. So sit down. If you don't know who your perfect clientele is, you need to go and work that out. And Tara, you're always talking about that in Biscuit. You need to sell to people. You know, you need to know your market before you start to sell anything. So I would research. So when I mean research, go and visit the market that you're hoping to participate in. Go and look and see what other stands are there. Is there somebody that's a direct competition to you? If there is, well, then it's most likely a good place to go because those people are doing well there. So don't be put off by that. Like, you know, often people think that they're in direct competition with people, but they're not at all, because really everyone's work is different. But it could be the same clientele as you have. And if that kind of thing is there, well then, yeah, it's possibly a good market for you to attend. So I would take a couple of visits to wherever you're thinking of going first, because there's nothing worse than bringing your work to a market and really no customers are there that are going to be likely to even look at your work. So I know you can't kind of magic that and make it happen, but it would be very useful to go to the right place, you know.
And I think there's a great nugget there, Emma. I love that you zoned into this, because straight away people might assume, oh feck it, I can't go into that market. There's like two jewelry people, so they won't want me and other jewelry. And actually it's the opposite, isn't it? Like, because
Yeah,
it's
it is.
telling you, it's like when you see all the cafes or the restaurants in one line, there's a reason, because everyone goes there
Yeah,
to eat.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, and you want to go, you want to go and do your research, and also if you're new to markets and you've never sold it before and you're not sure, well then even just do the research beforehand and go and look, and it will give you an idea, and go and talk to the other market traders there, and kind of, you can, everyone's always happy to talk and tell. You can ask, walk up to a market trader, do you do this market often? How do you find it? Most people are willing to, I'm willing to tell you everything I know about the market. So most people would be, you know. So that's the first thing, really, like, do your research. And I mean, just that kind of research, like, I just, I'm doing the BCD program there with the Leo and the Crafts Council at the moment. And like, that's all they talk about, doing your research. Going and researching your market. It's just, it's so important for your the success of your business. So right down to that low market level, it really, really is very important to do that. So that's number one.
Brilliant.
And
thanks, Emma.
So the next thing is, so number one is your research your market. Number two is your stand. So whatever way you're doing your stand, I think it would be useful to set it up at home. Maybe the day, if it's your first time doing it, set it up at home and just look at how your display looks. Because when people are walking around, if you've just got a table, no tablecloth and a few things on it all at the same level, I think it's quite off-putting. You need to make it look attractive for people to come over and display your work, so that they're not like, oh, I don't want to go over there, she's just standing there on her own with a table. Like, it's important to have things at different levels. So for example, when I go to my market, I have two tables. I have a stand with my, like an envelope stand that I hang. I use different ways to hang paintings and prints on. But I also have a few easels, and I bring a bench. So the bench is lower than the table. So that would be a good idea, like a bench lower than a table. So you've got different levels. And then on your table, use things like these kind of easels. You know, you can use, if it's printed, like table easels, use boxes. If it's jewelry, put things at different levels, because it just makes it more interesting for people that are coming along, and it will make, like, they'll be more likely to come over and look if they see things at different levels. So I think how your stand looks is very important. So if you have any ideas about, like, if you're stuck for ideas for display, you can go on Pinterest, look up ideas for displaying jewelry. The more interesting, the better. Like, you can, I've seen, like, you know, depending on the style of your work, but like, there's some jewelers that like hang like a nice kind of twig or a stick from above and hang necklaces off it. Like, really think about how you're going to display your work, because really at the end of the day, people will, it'll be more attractive for people to stand and look, the more interesting you make it look. So I would, for example, have like a box where people can rummage through cards, or they can rummage through, now I know it's a bit weird with COVID at the moment, but it seems to be working okay. They seem to be managing the market fine with restrictions. You have to have kind of signage with hand sanitizers, and I have little signs saying, please sanitize your hands before you have prints or whatever. But I really think that it's clear signage on your stand as well. So clear signage, put your prices up. People are so afraid to not put their prices up, and you know, they're afraid that they'll see the prices and walk away. They won't. They'll more likely stand there looking, reading through a price list, and then you can engage with them. People,
so they're informed, Emma, like that they're not having to ask, like that's old school, forget it. Like,
and like, somebody might walk past my stand and say, oh, I can't afford paintings. And they just walk right past. But like, I have such a range of prices. Like, my prints start at like €25. So I mean, €25 through to €1,000 at my market stall. So having that printed, so it doesn't have to be really big, but it's just there. So among your display, it can be a small little A5 sign, but your prices are there. And the other thing that it can do is, if you are engaged in a conversation with somebody and somebody else walks along, it's a way of crowd control and keeping people there. You can say, oh, my prices is here if you want to have a look while you're waiting.
And
So
they're engaged. Then you have them
yeah,
in, they're engaged.
yeah.
Love it.
So it's
Yeah.
like kind of a way of keeping people at your
Yes.
store. So, like people talk, like you talk a lot about keeping your brand consistent, and that in biscuit, that is really important. Sorry, this mess just keep coming up on my phone there. So if you can try and keep, like, not take away from your work so much. So if you keep it all one color, like if your tablecloth is white, your background, everything's white, and then your work is on it. Try and keep it all consistent. Too many colors, too many things that don't look like your brand. You know what I mean? Like
yeah. Patterned
yeah,
tablecloths, and then your work is really patterned. People
yeah.
just going, oh.
You want to make it as catalogy as possible.
Yes.
You want to make your stand as clear and as about your brand. So I don't know if you know my brand. It's a plain navy background with white writing. I keep everything navy. My gazebo is navy. My blankets are all navy. Everything is clear. It's like clear. My boxes are all navy. So so it doesn't take away from the work at all. You know.
Yes. And you did that really well. Just on the flip of that, what you're doing in Bushy Park, you really translated that so well when you did gift fair and, you know, the RDS stuff. Your stands, like you walk past and you know there's Emma.
Yeah.
The navy, the inside is dark, your work pot, I mean, it looked amazing. It's so important, Emma, isn't it?
Yeah, I really think that your stand really needs to look clean and clear and different, and that just using that whole thing of different levels, that really works. So you can kind of create a display then, you know. And
brilliant. Two gold bits. Two gold bits.
Yeah, so number 3 is get ready for your sales conversation. So this is possibly the most important thing, because you could have a crap looking stand in the wrong place, but if you're really good at sales, you can still sell. So your sales conversation, if you're not the type of person who readily walks up to people and has full-blown conversations about your family and everything, you need to just get ready to be able to talk about your work. And most people are passionate about their work and love talking about it, but sometimes when you're approaching people for the first time, it might be harder. So, or some people are cringe about it, like, oh, I don't want to talk to them at all. But if you have like if you go over your sales conversation a little bit before you go to the market, like for example, write a list of 10 open-ended questions that you could ask people. So by open-ended questions, questions that don't require a yes or no answer. So, you know, like what kind of art do you normally go for? What else do I have written down? Oh yeah, do you come to this market regularly? This is my first time here, so you can open it with that. Or have you ever seen felting, or something that you're doing that somebody might not have seen before? Or let's say you're selling scarves or hats or something like that. Oh, I have a mirror here if you'd like to try any of them on. So that kind of feeds into the whole stand thing. Be ready for stuff like that. Or have you seen my work before? Do you live locally? That's a good one. People are always like, yeah, I come here to this market all the time. I come here every Saturday with my kids. They're playing tennis in the park or whatever. So, so I think like you're good on the sales conversation, you know, too. The open-ended questions is how to do it.
Open-ended. And the whole thing is, and I find as well, it's finding a common ground, that you've something to connect with the other person. It's like that. Do you come here often? It's like picking up a guy in a, do you come here often? You know, it's kind of like the dating thing. But it's you know, it's like, oh, I you know, even for your stuff, it's, you know, people that are interested in color, they stop and go, I just love this new shade of pink or fuchsia or whatever it is. Have you seen it? I love color too. Common ground. Like now people soften to you because you're on the same wavelength, and just even if it's not to do with your work, if it's to do with, you know, as you know, you were saying, location or having kids or something peripheral rather than specific, opens up the conversation. And that's all you need, is that conversation to start.
Yeah, it's really it's easy once you do it once. Like get over your first market, then you'll get better at talking to people, and you'll suddenly be like, you'll find ways of not scaring people off, because you don't want to be too in their face, but at the same time you don't want them to just walk past. So you've got to try your best to engage them in the conversation, and it can be nothing to do with your work. Like that's that's your in. Can be nothing to do with your work, and because
That's right.
and like people can come by, and then you can get them, and maybe like there's people I know really well who I've known for years who don't really know my work, do you know what I mean, or haven't even engaged with me on anything like that. So that's kind of a good way as well. And let people know you're going to be there. Put it out there. For your stand to look busy, you can have two people that know you that are not going to buy anything, but your stand looks busy. It's like Murphy's Law. Your stand is busy, people go over. If there's people at everywhere you go, the stand that's selling the most food, the biggest queue, everybody knows he's got the best food.
Yeah, it's FOMO. What am I missing out on? They all think it's good. Because of course, like, it's that kind of draw. What I used to do, it wasn't a stall now, but when I had the juice bar, and we had a really kind of small entrance, and to get people to pay attention to us was our biggest, getting people in, coming back was the easier bit. It was getting people in the door that was the hard bit. But we used to, like, when it was quiet inside, all of us used to come out the front, instead of waiting inside for people, we used to come out the front, clean windows, sweep the thing, like, done a million times, the place was spotless, to engage who was passing on. It's going, oh, hiya, Jeannie, these windows are driving me mad. Do you know vinegar? Oh, really? And you're chatting, come in, sure. And we used to get loads of people stopping because there was activity, there was movement. Like, it's much more attractive, Emma, isn't it? I'm sure you find that in Bushy Park too. Like,
and engage with the other market sellers when you're there as well, because you will get little snippets of information of, you know, this is the busy period from, you know, you could be there. It's from 10 to 3 in Bushy Park. 10 to 3, and it kind of, the kids soccer and stuff finishes around 12, so you know that 12 to 1 is going to be the busiest time. People are looking for, you know, that's when most people are walking around the market. So could be different wherever you are, but you know, those kind of things, just that's in your research, that's in the research category.
Okay,
so research.
So that's really the starting point, is the research piece, isn't it, Emma? And that's so important. Everyone skips that bit, though. Everyone jumps over there going, oh,
and people go sometimes to markets and they expect, you expect, oh my God, I'm going to have loads of sales today. And then they're like, oh, I've spent whatever. Most markets are between 20 and 40 plus VAT to do for a craft trader in Ireland at the moment. That's what I can figure out. Most, you know, weekend markets. But you know, like, you don't want to go and don't see it, if you don't make any sales, don't see it as something. Just do your best to research your product and how people are reacting to your product and what people are buying, and look around. That's all research time too. Like, I've done, I think, 5 years now at Bushy Park Market, so it's a regular gig for me, and I do very well there. And a lot of it is because for 2 years people walked past my stand and said, oh, I'm going to buy a print of her someday, and they never did until now. So it's putting the time in as well,
and just being consistent with it.
Something time will kind of pay off for you in the end. So, and now there's a market I want to plug today, because I have a friend called Simon Campbell who runs the St. Catherine's Park urban market, which is at the back of Lucan there. It's very close to Lucan, Leixlip, Selbridge, Manchestown, that direction. It's a really, really lovely Sunday market, and he's looking for craft traders at the moment. Brilliant. So if you want to get in touch with him, it's St. Catherine's Park Urban Market on Facebook. If you message them directly, and Simon is the guy's name. It's just, it's like, I've actually phone calls to people I know this morning looking for markets to do. Some of them have cut them down. Like, I've been cut down in Bushy Park to 2 days a month at the moment, because they're some of the county councils are reducing the amount of traders at a market, and the craft traders are getting hit because they don't pay as much money. So
is the foodie probably.
So that's a good one. Really nice market if anyone's to get in there.
And if you, even after the call, if you want to put the link in the comments underneath this this IGTV, Emma, just so that people can have the link direct.
I will.
Oh, that's brilliant. And it's great to get you know, even for a new market, it's exciting, like for a new market to get involved with a new market, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he's been going out there. I think this is his second year.
Yeah.
Really, really nice one.
Right.
I haven't made too many dates there. I haven't made any this year because it's Sundays, and I've just been not able to do Sundays. There's
You
been a
have to
lot
take
of family.
rest too, like, yeah.
So yes,
Emma, you're a star. Thank you so much. I know you're super busy as always with juggling all the things. Like, you're amazing, and thank you so much for coming on and sharing those nuggets. And they're just really three key pointers for everybody that's looking at setting up and investing, because there is an investment in going and both with your gazebo thing and all the branding and your time, because it's like weekends, like, so you know, make it work for you, like, you know.
Yeah, and you know, you need to see it as time well spent, even if you don't have a good day at it. Like, research is so important, and there was really good, the course that I was doing this week, there was really good information, like that the people are spending so much money on homewares at the moment out the door. So like, it's a great time if you're selling something that's homewares, cushions, or
definitely
really good
pushing that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, people are working on their houses and outdoor things for their gardens. People are working plants, anything like that. People are really, really spending money on stuff.
Yeah. And it's just tuning into season, like, it's what's happening with people's lives and how does my product fit into this, or service fit into their lives right now. And Fairy Bank Keepsakes is just asking a question. We'll do it quickly before Emma has to go. How much does it roughly cost to get a stand at a market?
Yeah, so that's what I just touched on that a second ago. So it really depends on the market and who's running it. And if it's a one-off type of market, they usually run about, for like your standard kind of 3-meter gazebo, it's normally about €50 plus VAT. But if it's a regular gig market, like some of the markets I've done, Bushy Park, Marley Park, they would be, for a crafter, they'd be about between 20 and 40 per day plus VAT.
Okay.
So like, a lot of them have put the costs up at the moment, which is unfortunate, but like, everyone's losing and everyone's all prices are increasing all across the board. So, but I would, like, you pay right between that, and then, like, if you're going to go close to Christmas, you're going to look at obviously a lot more. I think it'll be closer to 100 plus VAT per day.
Okay.
But you could look at splitting that with someone if you have like, that's for a 3-meter gazebo. If you have a 2-meter gazebo, it might be less.
And that's part of your research too, isn't it, Emma? Is knowing the price point and where you fit, and can you actually manage that budget, like, you know?
And the other thing is, you need to get, and if you're a biscuit backer, you get a discount with Mast insurance. Absolute must. You need to have insurance for any of the markets. It's public liability insurance, and have a standard policy. That's mass.ie, and Kieran and Alicia are fabulous. They look after.
Amazing.
And you get a great discount there if you're a biscuit backer as well, or you're a factory member. I think maybe even better. Factory.
You're so brilliant. Good. Look, there you are.
Factory brilliant. I just renewed my Mast membership there.
Thank you.
It was brilliant to get the discount.
It's great to get the discount.
So you need your insurance. That's going to cost you about 150 approximately. You'll need your gazebo. I would suggest, if you're going to start doing markets, don't invest in a very big, expensive gazebo. Just try and get one of the throwaway ones, or borrow one even before you research it. Like, you can pick up gazebos for about €100 in Argos and host a few of those. So if it's like this weather, sunny, and you're not worried about wind or rain, but just try it out with something like that. And then some of the markets will have gazebos there that you can use. So always ask, if you're not sure, ask them first.
Okay.
Like, I know in St. Catherine's Park, he might have a few tents or something so always ask if you don't have.
Amazing. Amazing. Such brilliant, brilliant tips, Emma. And so tips that and things that people can do after this call to start the process, like, and just get out there, gang, get out there. As Emma said, now people are all over interiors, like, and people are itching to support small businesses because of COVID, and people are so aware of this now, and it's a real opportunity knocks, lads. Like,
and it's funny because I don't know how it's going to be now with regard to Christmas markets and that.
yeah,
Like, I know I'm saying they're charging more money, but like, I'm very unlikely to spend a lot of money doing stuff like that this year when I know I didn't have any of it last year.
yeah,
I survived.
yeah,
So they're all going to have to relook at how they're charging as well,
yeah,
like that, because it might not be worth people's while to be spending a huge amount of money on.
yeah, when they can do the online thing. Well, there you go. Like,
that's another thing, just online, make sure your pricing is exactly
yeah,
the same as your online. That's really, really important.
okay,
If that's your price, that's your price.
yeah,
Stick to it.
yeah,
People like consistency.
yeah,
People like to see consistency across the board.
yeah.
If people don't want to engage with you right now on sales, you can send them straight to your website and there's no discrepancy. That is your price. So that's
Brilliant.
really
Brilliant, Emma. Thank you so much. You're
I could probably go on all day, but anyway.
Oh, we so could. We so could. But I know that you're really busy, and you're, you know, that you, but I know, like, that you're a person that shares so much, and you give a shit about other creative people and how well they do too. And I just think it's such a lovely trait of yours. Thank you so much, Emma, for being wonderful. Thank you.
Happy to be here. Lovely to see you. We have to
You too. Definitely. I know it's on my list. I'm like, I need to see
very much lived like a million miles away from each other.
Like, Asher, it's ridiculous. Like,
so it'll happen. It'll happen.
We'll make it happen for sure. Thanks, Emma. Thanks so much.
No problem.
And thanks everyone for tuning in to the Friday takeaway. It was lovely having you, gang. Have a lovely weekend. Get out and play and be bold and have a bit of crack and a bit of fun. And we'll see you next Friday on the Friday takeaway at 12:30. Okay, gang. Talk to you. Thanks, Emma. Bye. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.